Ghost Thief, they're in desperation.
If they don't block it.
Well, it's 1 damage. I mean, if they're gonna block it, well, okay, then like you can still play the Ghost Thief, and since they're in this card will put them in desperation. So because the Ghost Thief, it says that your opponent is in. I think you like kill one of the cards or something like that. I think you blow up one of the foundations. So it doesn't even matter if they block this. If they block this, so what? Like if they don't block it, you get the momentum, then you pitch the momentum, you hit them for 9 because they take 6 and then burn for 3, then you draw 3 cards, and then you just have like all the tools at your disposal. It's pretty good. I don't know about Rando Spirit Guard. I don't think you need that card. I think it should just be like a consistent 3-check deck that doesn't worry about 2 checks. Like you won't lose the game because of a 2, because all your power is coming from like this card, Ghosties, the Nutcrackers. Like everything's here except the Ghosties.
Ghosties aren't easy to get up.
I have 3 that I can let you borrow, so don't worry about that. What do you think about those hate fish?
Hate fish is decent. The thing is, if you do put in the Ghost Thief, you will have your mid block, your high block, which is Ghost Thief, and your low block. So all your attack zones are covered. Well, this is also a really good block. Because the thing is, in this game, you need your attacks to have blocks. Because if you lose the die roll, your attacks need to have blocks on them. Because you play your foundations, so you need to have the blocks on your attacks. And that's how you win going second. I still think you play for this though. Like this attack's just nuts. Hate fish is fine. Like it's a card that you could probably cut down. I don't think you need it. What symbol is this off of? All symbol?
Ghost Thief, maybe Sakatoshi.
Sakatoshi is okay. Depends on how much momentum you get, because like reduction with the multiples is good.
Jackie? No, she's water, air, and something else. Jet?
Jack.
Oh, I thought you were saying Jack.
You should play another Feifei.
Right. He's fire.
Earth.
Fire Earth and good.
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 You should play another Feifei. You should max out on that. Also, you should play a copy of Curious Magnetism. Because that card, if you're playing 4 Feifei, you should play Curious Magnetism. Because it switches speed and damage. So if they throw a shotgun at you, it's like 4 speed for like 32 damage. You reduce the speed by 3, make it 1 speed, then you flip the speed and damage. It's 32 speed for like 1 damage. Just take it. So like, you should definitely play Curious Magnetism.
I never would have thought of doing something like that.
Thing is, what do I take out to put in Curious Magnetism?
Probably, let's see. Let me read it.
You can also do Warrior of a Lost Clan. That's under all too. It can also switch the speed and damage.
Yeah, that one's only on a weapon attack though.
Oh, that's true.
And that's also, well, you can do it on your attacks, but you don't have any weapons unless you play the Ghost Thief, but you wouldn't need to do it on Ghost Thief unless you want to make it. Yeah, I don't think you need to, because the Ghost Thief is 6/6, and this just gives it speed damage, speed damage, speed damage, speed damage. So they're hitting for like 9 for 9, so you don't even need to flip it. I would just play Curious Magnetism. Like Warrior has a 6-check, but unless you're playing the weapons, so you can use the other effect to pop a card in the staging area, I don't want to play it. This is for sure. Do you only own 3 of this? 'Cause you should play a 4th one for sure.
I think I was trying to cut down on the no blocks. So.
Blocks are actually the last thing I look at when I build a deck, but you have plenty of blocks. You can afford to play. Like, unless you're drawing on your opponent's turn, the no blocks don't really matter, because if you draw them in your hand, you're going to play them anyways. So it's like a card not having a block. Like if you draw any of these on your turn, you're going to play these cards. You're not going to hold these. So like it's only attacks that don't have blocks, which is like you really got to watch out for. I don't know if you need 4 of this, but it is really good, especially because you're random. You can use the other effect on it.
Well, it's something I want to see.
That's true. Yeah. This is a card. Like whenever I build the budget decks, it's like I have it at 2, then I go to 3, and then like in Nightmare I play as a 4 because I want to see a turn 1. So yeah, it makes sense play it as a 4, especially because you're rando. This is really good. Play it as a 4x. Do you need this card? I don't think you need it, because it's like if you're counter attack deals damage, you add a card for your momentum, and your opponent pitches the momentum, it's like you're gonna have
Well, if you look under a Sun's Love there, I've got the alternative to it, but I only have that one in the
This?
Rector's Clutches.
Oh, that one?
Well,
That's like.
but I have some you can borrow.
Is
So
momentum hate or what?
Well, what it is you can either flip it, and my opponent discards a momentum. If they do, I get to use the top card of my deck as momentum.
Right.
Or-
So it's like snatch steal for the momentum.
Or I can basically say screw you to a reversal.
I think you should max out on this card, especially if you're playing the Ghost Thief. So I think this should become this. Because what happens is that this card is +3 speed on your attack, and Ghost Thief is like, it's a 6/6, and it has 2 keywords. So when you buff the speed on it, in addition to like reductions or this or whatever you have on it, they're not going to block it. So they're going to burn 3 and you're going to draw 3 cards. Also, the block in this card is way better. Because it's a +1 instead of a +3. So I think these should definitely become English Aristocrats.
and with your attack scheme better, you're going to be getting the momentum. You shouldn't need the.
Right, yep. And you shouldn't
Satsu.
because this can buff any attack speed, except for the Nutcracker. But you mainly use this to add like draw cards and stuff, which is why I play 4 cents and walls, because it's like
Why can't it help Nutcracker?
no, I'm saying this is the only attack that this won't work on. But it works in everything else. So you're gonna kill them with everything else. Like imagine these become Ghost Thieves or whatever. Like you'd probably run. Let me get some inspiration quick. So Michael Murray played Rando at the UK Nationals and he got top 4. But I just want to see. I just want to look at. It was a long time ago. It was like a different format. But I want to see. If there's anything I'm missing off the top of my head. There we go, Michael Murray. He's one of the best players in Scotland. How often do you care about stuff like revoke and stuff like that?
Well, since everybody's got it, at least everybody here.
Well, you can think about playing this card as a one-of. So
Mortal
if they
Resurrection.
cancel your effect, like enhance a response, then you can stop it with this card. So if they revoke you, you can top this one and just cancel it. If they out of your league or whatever, you can just cancel it. So it's a decent card to play. So or you can put that in the sideboard because not every deck plays revoke and stuff. Definitely put a Bebop Blues in here. Because Bebop Blues is actually probably better because you're always going to have the cards in your momentum. So this you can commit, pitch momentum, and cancel any action. So that's revoke, bang especially. That's a big one.
Tagoro Brothers.
Yep, that one as well. Also, if they abuse their character, like if you go up against a Gil or something and you're using their enhance so many times, because all your attacks have the 2 keywords. So remove Gil. Yeah, so you can commit Gil, or you can commit any character that abuses their enhance. Like if Photocon enhances 3 times, then boom, you can just tap his character. Ken, for example, mill. You use that against character. So this is like good in the main deck because not only does it hit characters, it hits actions as well. So I definitely put like a Bebop Blues in the deck. We can talk about cards to cut. Let's see here. How often does this card help you?
Every time it comes up.
Every time it comes up?
He seems to play it right away a lot. So
Okay, yeah, I mean, like this into this is great because it gets 1/3. You can enhance on it.
a lot of times he finds himself playing throw it down into reduction.
Which
I don't
probably
like.
is not the best use.
I don't like that move.
I don't like it either. The reason why I ask is because this is a good action slot. It does a lot of stuff. The block's great. It cancels shotgun. It cancels downward spiral if you have a hand afterwards. But what is really good, and it's like broken. I think this card's broken. I don't like this card in the format, but Let's Cut Loose is really good. Like this thing is super strong because it's like Pot of Greed. You get to draw 2 cards on this card. So you play it and you draw 2, mainly because you draw 1 off your deck, and then what'll happen is you get to pick up any foundation. So it's like, do you need a high block? You play this, grab your +1 high, right? So it's like you can pick up any blocks, and if you need, boom, there's that too.
Or that Bebop Blues if you passed it up.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like you can attack, and if you wanted a foundation, if there's any foundation you wanted to have, you can attack, play this card, pull back the foundation to your hand, and then draw a card, and then now you have that foundation that you can play. So like it's just a good card. Like overall, this card is just really really strong. Also, if say for example you need like extra juice to kill, and you like don't have this card in your staging area, you can play this card. play the reduction, play the Let's Cut Loose, drop down your true identity, and now you have +1/+1 on all your stuff. So like there's many ways to use this card, but that's just one example you can do. Like if you need any foundation, like mainly if it's this one, you can just play the Let's Cut Loose, drop this down, draw a card, this card removes, and now you have this card for +1 to your checks and +1/+1 on all your attacks. So like I just think this card is. You may find this more helpful than this in many situations. But this is good. Like I'm not saying like if you like this card, then you should play it. I'm always I always believe in that. Like if you like the card, you have a good time playing it, then you should absolutely play it. I'm just saying, yeah, Let's Cut Loose is really good. You may want to side Demon Realm Awakening. It's really good against throws and stuff. And also, like, the +4 damage is your Nutcracker, which is absolutely nuts. Like, I think that's why he played it in the main deck. Because if you go like reduction, it's a Nutcracker. It's 4/4, and then Rando is giving it damage as well. This is giving damage as well, and then you can get +5 damage it, and then go ahead.
Well, that's if Rando has momentum.
Right. Yeah. You should. So, because you have like this card and stuff like that. How many cards is this deck? Is this a 60 card deck? 61. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't. This is a combo deck, so you want to see your reductions and stuff like that.
Yep.
I don't really like
hold this.
Okay. I don't really like a Sun's Love, to be honest. If you like it, you should play it. It gets you a card.
It's a little too situational.
Right. This is the thing. This gets you one card. When you play the Ghost Thief, that's going to get you 3 cards and deal damage to your opponent. So this is a card I think that you can cut.
This card is fucking nuts into fucking Rando Spirit Gun.
Yeah, if he's playing Random Spirit Gun. The
Oh,
thing
is he not playing
I think we're
anymore?
taking it out, yeah. Because you want to play the Ghost Thief, and you reduction in the Ghost Thief.
the
He
Ghost
says a
Thief,
lot of
yeah.
times he's throw it down into reduction, which isn't that great.
No, it
like
isn't.
he can throw it down into this, which is fine.
Which is fine, yeah.
But like overall,
Or even this is fine.
would you rather play this, or would you rather play Let's Cut Loose? Come on.
Oh yeah, let's cut
Record what
loose.
he's saying. Supposed to record what he's saying, dude.
Well,
I'm
let's cut
listening.
loose is also a 6 check. So
Your memory is not as good as the video. Eric, you're up.
So yeah. The spams seem fine. He actually has way too many spams in this deck. This card I wouldn't even play.
Which one?
Dragon's Tail. It's if they partially block. The thing is with Rando, you want to pump your attacks up speed so high that they can't block, especially if you're playing with this card here. Because it's +3 speed on top of your reduction speed, on top of Rando speed, on top of this speed.
Yeah.
So it's like
So they can't
if they're
do
not
nothing
blocking, then this card isn't like
it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do much in this deck. So like we already said, this card you can cut. So you can cut this. You can cut Dragon's Tail. I'm not even a big fan of Human Hunter, honestly. Let's see.
all.
Yeah, it's an all deck.
Play this for sure.
Yeah, you need forfeit face for sure.
I was looking at the Michael Murray list to see who's playing.
I think the UFS gods are taunting me.
They sure are. If you pulled the UR, that'd be different.
What about a Hacker Extraordinaire?
Because you know there's all.
This card's really good because if you take 5 damage, or is it 5 damage? Yeah, if you take 5 or more damage, you add the top card of your deck in your momentum.
Yeah.
So like you have 30.
So you get
life.
momentum just for
$25
getting
on the
beat in the
website, out of
face.
stock.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this is also asset hate in the main board too, because you can pitch a momentum, flip one of their assets, and then draw a card. So like, not only does this get you momentum, which is what you want in Rando, but it flips assets. So I don't think you have any other asset hate in this deck.
Not really.
So like, you can even play 2 of that if you want. It isn't a unique card, and that will get you the momentum. So you can easily cut this for it. Like this is a 3 difficulty, it's a 2 difficulty, it's the same check. So your stats become better just by playing this card. So Hacker Extraordinaire is a card definitely play. You need your Curious Magnetism in here for sure. I forgot about this. One card that is absolutely done in Rando is Telekinetic Mastery. So, with that card there, you need to check 6s, but if you pitch a momentum with Rando, you're getting +1 to your checks all the time. So anytime you check a 5, you actually check a 6. Yeah,
It's not all checks.
it's not. What's this?
I think it's just for attacks. I don't think it's all for attacks.
Your checks get +1 for the rest of the turn. It doesn't say checks to play cards. So if they're like in desperation, or even if you block with like a reduction or something on their kill turn, and you have this card out, every time they puff speed or damage, you just check, and even if you check a 5, because you have Rando out, it's a 6. So you -2 speed or -2 damage. And that's for each copy you have out. So like, Telekinetic is really good. Let's see. Like, I don't think you need this card. I think you can cut that. You have 16 spams right here, and especially if you're taking out the Spirit Guns, you're going to have no 2 checks in your deck. So you can even afford to cut spams. You can go down to like... let's see if there's any better spams to play, honestly. You may want to run Power Cycle over like Reborn Human or something, because this card's really important in Rando. Because your turn, you commit and you flip this, you add a card from your discard pile to your card pool, so you add your reduction to your card pool. And if you have like, let's even say you have 2 of these out, right? You have a reduction in your hand, 2 in your discard pile. You play this, flip, bring this in, flip, bring this in. So now these reductions kick in. They're +4/+4. Then when you play another attack, like you a Nutcracker even, +6/+6 and +4. Yeah. So power cycle.
4, maybe.
Yeah,
because the gender rule is still in.
Sure. Yeah. It's funny because this card actually works against every Universe's character because they don't have a gender. So this card is just gonna just keep going up. Power cycles for sure. I don't think you need this card at all. So, and it has the same stats. It's a 1/5 with the 2 block, but this pulls back your copies of the.
And I've got power cycles already because I actually tried to build a Remnant deck at one point.
Yeah, you want to play 4 power cycles over your and that's a better spam. It's a way better spam. Because that gets you the piece you need to put them in desperation. Like even if you don't have reduction, right? You just lead with this, right? Then you power cycle, bring this in. This gets 2/2. Now you can enhance with it because you got a speed and a damage bonus. And if they don't block it, it's a 6 mid for 10. If they don't block it, you get the momentum so you can rando with. Seems disgusting to me.
You say, I'm going to buy a box. Tell me which box you're going to buy. And you'll get a discount on the box that you buy.
So a card that you could run instead of Hatefish, if you don't want to run Hatefish, you could play this card here. So Maphos Assault, it's a better block than Hatefish. It doesn't do as much damage, but the speed's higher. So if you're like a reduction deck dealing damage, speed is going to be high. But this gives you a free card because the All Enhance, you add the top card of your deck to your hand. Top card of your discard pile to your hand, right? So what's cool is that you have Sensimorals, right? So even if you don't like the top card of your deck, you can check for Sensimorals and change the top card and then pull it back with the Maphos Assault. Or so like let's say
because the card you checked.
Yeah, correct. Right, yes. So if you don't like the top card that you checked with this, you can send some morals. Or even better, you have cards in your momentum that you've dealt damage with. You can discard for rando. This becomes the top card. Maphos Assault, pick it up. Now you have another attack. I think that's way better. Because this gets you another attack. Because if you rando with a card in your momentum, even if it's a random card, right? It could be an attack. But if you like toss an attack at him, like you hit him with a Life Force Surge or whatever, you can pitch that momentum for rando, get +1/+1, and then Maphos to pick up the top card, which is the attack. But this gives you a +1 hand size, which most of the time is going to be more like you're going to see more uses than that over Hatefish. And that makes your low block better as well. So you have your +1 mid block, +2 mid block. You have your +1 low block, and you have your +1 high block, which is the Ghost Thief. So all your block zones are covered. That's way better.
Wow, good info. And I got it all recorded.
All right, so first hand, dump the Human Hunter.
Don't worry, we'll get together this week and we'll play this video again and we'll pause it so we can make the changes as we're pausing.
Yep. I'd probably go up on. I don't know if you want to go up on attacks. Let me see. 20 attacks at 18. I would really like to run.
We were kind of thinking Sakura Otoshi because it's a multiple 2. It gains 1 vitality, but it's a multiple 2. He should have plenty of momentum, and with those reductions and with Rando's pump, it's going to make those attacks nasty, and the multiples don't count towards progressive difficulty.
If you use the EX.
Yeah.
Alright, dude. Catch you later.
I don't know if I'll see you before Vegas, so good luck everyone.
I appreciate it, dude. Trying to see if Sakura Toshi's the best attack.
Probably not.
It's only 2 for 2. Like, you could easily run like 1 copy of Ken's Tatsumaki as your multiple attack. Because the combo E, this attack and the multiple copies get +2 damage. So even if you just have 1 copy of reduction in your card pool, this is 5 speed for 8 damage. And that's excluding True Identity, the rando activations, things like that. So like this card's decent if you want to run a multiple attack. You don't have to run a multiple, but like if you want to, that's one that you could run as a one of. Like it's a good card. The block's great, but you may want to test a little bit because the momentum may just all go to Rando and the Ghost Thief because the Ghost Thief draws you 3 cards and burns him for 3, or you can kill him with the EX on the Nutcracker because this can become gigantic. In the
Yeah.
So like that's something that you may want to look at. But otherwise, yeah, all this stuff's good. Make these English aristocrats. Reborn humans become power cycles. So let's just do this for now. This is decent. It stops like fatality and stuff. Stops like the yin and yang. Anything makes you draw. Like if you don't want to draw 2 for Coffee Samba, so they like stun you more, you can just cancel Coffee Samba.
Well, and if we're switching the Satsui no Hado for English Aristocrat, they play off each other to get me Vitality.
Vitality, right? Correct. Yes, you can flip if you need life, you can flip this and then flip the English Aristocrats and then gain life. That actually happened during top 8 of Nationals, and the guy won because he gained life and the opponent didn't see it. So yeah, that's like a neat trick that you can do if you need to survive. But yeah, 30 life, which is like gigantic.
Yeah, for a 6.
Let's see. I mean, otherwise, yeah, that's good. Like, yeah, I would just dabble between this and the Let's Cut Loose. I think the Let's Cut Loose is going to be you're going to find that better in more like games and stuff than you will in this card. Like, you could sideboard this card because the block's good. Again, it's not shotgun, but you could also play this card here, Rhythmic Fighting Style.
Yeah, DJ card. If you completely block, they discard the card.
They remove the card.
Yeah.
And that's before the block's done. So like fighting style.
And a lot of this, Shane, is what did I have to work with?
What you have to work with? What do you mean? Like what was already in the deck that we didn't touch?
No, literally the cards that I own. What did I have to work with?
Oh, that was how you built it?
Yeah, because about the only cards that I bought to put in here are is one throw it down.
Yeah, but I think between our play group, we can help let you borrow some, at least for
This
Worlds.
is the card I was talking about. This is good against Shotgun. This is good against Shield Big Bang. Because when you completely block, you remove their attack before the damage step. So you don't even take damage, which is why it's good against Shotgun. It's also good against throws. The block's great. Has a breaker 1. So like you could definitely play this in your deck. And it's a good card to play. Otherwise, yeah, most things are correct. Like these are your flex spots. This can come out. This is good. All these are good. Yeah, you could run. Depending how many attacks you want to play, you could run 18, 19, or 20. You get a lot of bonuses to your checks with this, so you could run 20 attacks and still be fine. But I would go for Ghost Thief for sure, just because it's just so good. Like with the reduction into this, it has the high block. You can get your Maphis Assaults in here, so like you can take out these 2 cards for 2 Maphis Assault. Then you have 4, 4, 4, 4. Then for your flex spots here, you could run the Curious Magnetism that you need for your Feifei. And then you can run the Rhythmic Fighting Styles. So like these are all the flex spots. Like you can decide what
No, but why is your deck suddenly 8 cards?
You can get away with it. It's like,
Oh yeah, if you want to play Telekinetic Mastery, that's a card that you could play. And then the Bebop Blues. So you can go Bebop Blues, Curious Magnetism.
Probably favor Bebop Blues over Telekinetic Mastery.
Well, Bebop Blues commits their character. The thing about Telekinetic, every deck pumps speed or damage. If they're not pumping speed or damage, then they're like a mill deck or something. So Telekinetic hits every single deck in the game.
As long as you can make a 6 check.
Right, but you're rando, so you get +1 to your checks.
Yeah, so all your 5s are now 6s.
Yeah, it's crazy. And even if you, and even still,
During my turn.
what, the Telekinetic?
Yeah, the pluses, that's only during my turn.
It's after any turn. After your opponent increases the speed or damage of their attack. If they reversal you, you can do it on your turn, yeah. But on their turn, they're going to be pumping speed or damage.
The check bonus, it's only on my turn.
No, we already covered that.
I don't see your turn on the bottom one. you can discard. It's your checks. Your attacks will get +1 speed +1. If you play a reversal, which you're not going to, then it gets a bonus, but you're still getting the check bonus.
Yeah, if they're at desperation.
Right. So you can power cycle, bring in your reduction. Yeah. If they're not already in desperation resist. That's why power cycle is so good. It turns this card on. And like I said, every deck pumps speed or damage, so this is good against every single deck. So when you have that telekinetic on board, it's also good against hand control too. Like if they downward spiral you or something, what is it? You flip it and then you draw a card and commit one of their foundations. So you target, commit a foundation, and you draw a card. So you replace the card that you discarded for downward spiral, and you gain the card back, and you get to pin down one of their cards. So like, I think telekinetic is a forward in this deck just because it does so much. Like you can even if you don't have the check bonus on this, if you need a block and you telekinetic, if you check a 5, you can commit a foundation for -2 speed. That's just like saying your foundation is like 2 foundations there because you made it. So even if you even if you don't have the bonus, this is still good because you can reduce the speed. It's like I commit 1 for -2 speed. That's great. Like it's just like unpredictable movement. Know your objective. There's cards that say commit for -2 speed. So at worst, if you check a 5, it just turns any foundation into commit for -2 speed, which is easier to block your attack. So this is still good even if you don't have the bonus. So yeah, what I would do, 4 Ghost Thieves, 4 Mayfair's Assault, get your English Aristocrats in here, another Fei Power Cycles, then you go 4 Telekinetic Mastery, and you play like a Bebop Blues, Curious Magnetism, and then like a Rhythmic Fighting Style. And then you can make these Let's Cut Loose, and then just try it out.
They could craft after that.
I don't want to build this deck actually. 'Cause it seems nuts. Especially like when I found out you could like True Identity into Reduction, then a Let's Cut Loose to drop it down. That seems like really strong.
Oh wow!
And that's a play you can do. Like most of the time, a Let's Cut Loose is going to grab you a block that you need, or like a foundation that you checked and like you want it back or something.
Fucking hate that card.
So, but
Let's go.
oh yeah,
It does so much.
Yeah, like it's a 6 check. Imagine checking a 7.
Card, 2 cards in your hand or build you a foundation.
Yeah.
Card's nuts though.
Yeah, I don't think that card should still be around, but it is.
No,
So
it
if it gets
shouldn't,
broken,
man.
why would you not play it? But yep, you have easy low blocks to get back with the Let's Cut Loose. You have your high block, a +1 high block to grab back with the Let's Cut Loose, or your Power Cycles, which is a +2 mid. So like that's good. So yeah, I think I would make those changes, and then you should be good.